Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, we're ready to go. This is it's an exciting topic because digital is what we're all about. Preeti, how about you tell us what about trends that you've seen in the last 12 months in your market, and also introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Preeti. I'm the CEO of Tree Digital Insurance from Saudi Arabia. Um, Trends from Saudi Arabia, well, we've been out for all of 1 year and 3 months, so everything I've seen is trendy for me, right? Uh, but a few things that I have observed while being out, and we have been selling motor insurance through fully digital channels, primarily through our direct channel. And in the last 1 month, we've also now partnered with one of the largest aggregators there. I think the first thing I've noticed is that the cost of acquisition on digital has been consistently increasing. There's a lot of heat out there, and everyone's
What sort of
trying to
percentage of premium is it, roughly? What do you think it feels like?
between. So if you just keep all the other regulatory costs out of this, then just a pure cost of acquisition on marketing, etc. For us, I could say is anywhere between 5 to 8% at this point, which is turning out to be it's consistently
Is that compared to commissions on a straight through an agent basis?
so no, this is purely when we do on the direct channel, right? But
Yeah, how does it compare to just an agent commission, for example?
so I mean the agent commissions are fairly controlled in the market. So if you're doing, for example, the third party motor product, then you cannot.
So it's 4 or 5 times commission.
Yes. So of course it's all a matter of you have to get to a certain critical mass of awareness for the brand and drive that traffic, build the loyalty over a certain period of time, and then of course the crack starts coming down. But then this increasing cost of competition, and we were just talking about that outside. Search is becoming increasingly expensive, right? And then everyone's fighting for the same real estate in that sense. So I see that as one. The other big trend I'm seeing is a lot of alternatives to the traditional digital marketing channels and acquisition channels. So when you say I'm a digital insurer, everyone's assumption, including from your shareholders or the board, is that, oh, so you'll be selling everything through your direct channel. But digital distribution doesn't equal selling on my website or through my application. I'm supposed to be where my customers are. So I embed, I'm available, and I'm pretty much sometimes invisible. Insurance happens behind the scenes. I think there's more openness to that. We are exploring and talking to a lot of partners who are very open to this idea. And when I say partners, these are unconventional partners who have not done insurance before, but they're increasingly interested in this topic of providing insurance as a value-added service to their customers. So these are two trends that one, not so positive, the other that I'm really banking on to bring down the cost of acquisition on the other side.
Fantastic, fantastic. Look, aggregator.
Thank you, yeah. My name's Luke. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Yallacompare. So we sell and compare insurance digitally online. I think the probably the differentiator between the three of us is geographies, and they're probably all a little bit different. So in the UAE, in terms of digital distribution of insurance, you've really got kind of your aggregators are the only ones really that have been kind of selling online up until the last, I'd say, kind of 6 months, where I think I've certainly noticed the emergence of some insurers now starting to become a lot more digital, bidding on traffic and trying to drag customers directly to their website. So, yeah, I think as Preeti just mentioned, I think there'll be increasing competition for traffic and customers online, which will naturally drive that cost up. And I think now that a couple of insurers have started on, that first peg of being able to digitize and sell insurance, I think the rest will kind of probably feel the pressure to follow.
Alan, what have you seen?
Hi everyone, Alibek. I'm from QIC.
Senior VP, Business Development / the head of QIC Digital Hub. So basically our mission to digitalize group products and services to bring it to attention of millions. This is how the mission of our department sounds like. So basically, we are looking after, for the time being, for 3 markets, UAE, Oman, and Qatar. It's a 70% of our focus on Qatar, so which is why today mainly I will speak about Qatar. UAE, I support that really. We are trying to digitalize as insurers. This is, I think, one of the latest trend in the UAE. Not only us, but also our peers in the market also try to enhance their kind of look and feel, let's say, to the consumers. When it comes to Qatar, as let's say the biggest insurer in this country since 1964, we're celebrating 60 years by the way this year. We are, I would say, the trendsetters, so it's easy to speak about trends from our perspective, because I can confidently say that in the past 3 years, the journey that we tried to build in this country is becoming, in a way, trend for other peers in the market also to follow our steps. To name specifically, number one is, as I had the conversation previously about the brand authority building. So this is, I think, one of the things that insurance companies not used to do before, because insurance was kind of something not that front-facing when it comes to the consumer distribution. So I would say our main thing that was in the past 3 years, we called the strategy return to market with a new face, with a new look and feel, more human, like I'd say human-centric, customer-centric. So this is number one. Number two is, I believe this is, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a trend, but I think this is what we pretty much focus on. 90% of our time is the working on customer journey to simplify, to make onboarding as smooth as possible and easy to reach the final step. So from first touch point all the way till the retention. We pretty much focus mainly on onboarding, on acquisition in the past 3 years. This year, our next step is how to improve our retention by bringing the value-added services, which is basically will be reflected on our mobile app. So this is the second big thing that I would say as a trend. I from here I would transition to the next trend, which is building non-insurance value propositions. So this is also one. So these are key things.
Fantastic. Pretty. What do you see? How do you see sort of as you go forward? What are the key sort of channel mix issues between direct with partnerships with banks? How do you see that playing out on a digital distribution basis?
Banking big on partnerships. We discussed this before. Do we have a lot of great examples in the region of an insurer and a traditional or non-traditional partner really making it big together and keeping the balance where one doesn't really end up beating the other? I can't quote a lot of local examples of success stories there, but that's one that we are really working hard to create for ourselves and become a fully partnerships-driven distribution.
Can you give us an example? Don't name the partner, but give us an example of what you're working.
So we've been selling motor insurance for more than a year now. The next product we would most likely be bringing to market, hopefully in a few weeks from now, would be pet insurance. And it's not a mandatory product. It will you can burn as much money as you want trying to bring those handful of customers to your platform and sell pet insurance to them. Gonna be very expensive. So we are now actively building a whole ecosystem of partners that cater to the pet-loving community. And they're not, of course, the most obvious ones, your vet network. They also become your distribution channel. Great. But then beyond that, you work with where do the pet owners really live? Because in Saudi Arabia, for example, there's a big congregation of pet owners in specific geographies and locations. So you work with those. Where do they go and shop? Online or physically? Where does that awareness lack when it comes to, how do you work with schools and educational institutions to bring back that message and then make those children your advocates and then involve them in that community building? So it's not a readily available network of partners, but you have to consciously think beyond traditional.
First in market on pet.
You'll be
first
once we also get the
Once you get there, you'll be first in market. Okay, you heard it here, folks. First in market.
But that's what I think. The one thing I want to add to the previous question. One of the trends we are seeing is there's now increasing conversation beyond products that have been sold digitally for the last few years. Motor is a great example. I don't know of many people that still go physically buy motor insurance. Most companies that have decided to digitize have done this through Motor. Most companies that have decided to sell through partnerships have used to travel. So Motor and travel are two of the most obvious digitally sold products. Increasing conversations around catering to SMEs, creating end-to-end digital sales solutions for SME health, which happens to be a mandatory product. I see a lot of conversations and actual effort around digitizing that product.
The partnership there would be what? SME associations?
Yeah, so SME associations, companies that work with SMEs, when you talk about other lifestyle aggregators, they work with, for example, your food companies, your food aggregators, your e-com aggregators. Now, these are marketplaces that by default have access to a lot of SMEs of specific categories, but they're available in bulk. And they are also struggling to retain all of those SMEs on their platform. So they need something as a value-added service back to their customers. So I see a lot of conversations.
They need the commission, actually. That's what they actually need, the commission that you're going to give them.
But on the back of value-added.
Of course.